Iron, rising from river. Istrola and Sid leave to learn more, but are not back yet. Great is plight of Gabbyflock. Giant is too big, can squash Idleyshire flat. Where are Uplanders? Calm yourself, Slowfix. Thancred? Ah, Master, 'tis well you are here, for our need is dire. A colossus of steam and steel is risen from the Thaliac. Yet it is no mere forgotten contrivance of Charlayan. The resultant etheric disturbance confirms it is a primal, and that it was summoned amidst the ruins and left for the river to reclaim. For mercy, it stopped dead no sooner than it had broken the water's surface, but so long as it remains in our realm, it may spring to life again at any moment. Yes, but what does Uplander find near Idleyshire? Is wilderness still heavy with aether? Nay, the aether grows perilously thin, and more swiftly than I could have imagined. The primal is bleeding the land dry. Should it be suffice to continue, this entire region will become a barren waste in a matter of moons. No! Gabbyflock has only just found home after long wanderings. Idleyshire will not fall. Slowfix will not allow it. And nor will we. I've already spoken with Alphino, and he concurs that we Scions of the Seventh Dawn must do all in our power to eliminate the threat. Yet given its size, I deem it wise to attack from two fronts. Our first and utmost obvious recourse is to keep our foe in check with blade and magic, much as we have done with our other such adversaries. Second, I propose that we attempt to cut off the flow of aether which sustains it, mayhap by physically separating the primal from the land. If we are to be rid of the Colossus, I think the latter course may be promising, and means to enlist Master Matoya's aid in pursuing it, yet such things take time. Thus, I have asked Master Garland to remain here to keep watch over our foe. Given its apparently mechanical nature, his expertise should prove invaluable to you. To you, I say, for I would leave the fate of Idleyshire in your hands, should the primal chance to stir ere my return. You are to join Sid in repelling it. An enviable task, but one for which you are singularly qualified. Rest assured, I do not mean to linger with Master Matoya any longer than necessary. The moment we find a solution, I shall make haste to rejoin you here. Well then, let us be about our duties. I will leave you to discuss strategies with Sid. Bishkak. Black Rix is keeper of knowings for Idleyshire. Can say where Sid has gone. Uplander should start with Brackrix. So many blue quests now. Afternoon to you, Master. Something on your mind? I've been calling back to Revenant's Toll to take care of a new shipment of wares, but if you've matters of money that require my attention... Hold that thought. Seems I have visitors, some more welcome than others. Pardon the intrusion, Mistress Rowena. I realize I was here only a few days ago, but I really must speak with you about... Good, you're still here. We need to talk about that promissory note. I know not what you're thinking. A stinking sack of goo-boo shite ain't got me goddamn money. Well, you're wrong. I saved it up, every last gill. The thing is, my mates took me out for a drink to celebrate and... Excuse me, sir, but when people are talking, it's generally considered rude to interrupt. I know not what manner of business you have with Rowena, but I am quite sure it can wait. As I was saying, Mistress Rowena, have you perchance been able to arrange a meeting with your associates? There is much I would ask of them about their work on arcane sentries. Hold on a bleeding minute. You are telling me to wait? Didn't no one ever teach you to shut your gob when grown-ups are talking? Me life, and more importantly, me note at the tavern's at stake here. Now be a good lad and bugger off till Uncle Geralt's got his say. Wait, was that a comment that I come off as easy? Wait, what? Are you talking about something that I said or something that the boss said? Wait, was that a comment What the fuck did I say? Because I asked if you took him up on his offer? I don't know. He might have been a catch. Your tickle box? That's the first time I've ever called it a tickle box. Nothing like pressing caps lock to type out some initials and then forgetting to take it off and just capitalizing the rest of a text. But what if I want to shout? Voiceover for Travel Bloggers Award Show. I really need to do some auditions too. Shout in person so you can really get the effect. I wish I was there in person. There would be some shouting, but not angry. Geralt, mind your own advice for once and keep quiet. I'll deal with you soon enough. Regarding your question, Adasher, the answer's no. The client I had in mind's a bit of a recluse and stubborn as all hell in her old age. She wouldn't hear of any meeting, and I ain't got time to press her on it for the moment. Too much to do by half. Sounds like you've got enough on your plate without having to worry yourself over an old mate's Owens. I'll tell you what, let's forget about it for... I know not what hole you've drunken yourself into, sire, and quite frankly, I do not care. I have important business to discuss with Mistress Rowena, and I demand you leave us be this instant. Bah, the youth today, jumped up, self-serving little shites, a lot of you. Fine. Tell us then, your highness, what's this business of yours that's more important than a man's life, eh? Well, out with it. Very well, if only to explain myself to Rowena. Together with my master, I have been conducting research into the manipulation of spiritual and aesthetic energies in what you call the Near East. Our work has shown that the soul is in fact an agglomeration of a specific type of force. This force defies the quiddity of a man and makes us who we are. While the soul is indeed inimitable, the fuck are these words? We believe it possible to create a quasi-soul. Thus, we turned our attention to anima, the self-same force which allows individuals to traverse the life stream via aetherites. By infusing a soul stone with the requisite quantities of aether, this force may be harnessed. Yet after years of research and experimentation, we have naught to show for it but inert husks of stone. We repeated the process again and again, adjusting every element, but the result was always the same. At length, my master declared the project a failure and turned his thoughts to other matters. But I could not give up, not after witnessing the beauty of anima, not after coming so close, and that is why I have journeyed hither to Eosia. I am certain that with the Sharlayan's knowledge of arcane centuries, I can complete my project. I am also certain that the resultant souls will be worth more to mankind than the ale-soaked disclout that passes for yours. Finished, have ye? Well then allow me to retort. Seems to me, your cockered little brat as speaks a lot without saying aught. You talk like a man of learning, when 'tis plain you're just a boy what's ever had thought of his own, and couldn't even if he tried. Not that you ever would, of course. And why? 'Cause the youth of today can't be bothered to do an ons of honest work for themselves. No sense of duty. Things get rough and you run for help, leaving a trail of piss in your wake. Do you reckon that some scholarly folks from Sharlayan asked for the answer whatever they got stuck? Not bloody likely, 'cause they use their bloody brains. Tain't even that hard. If I saw these soul things burning out too quick, I'd think about sealing them inside something strong, like a weapon maybe, to keep all that life from escaping. It'd cost them a bit of freedom, but it'd keep them around for a damn sight longer than you managed. What's more, if the bloody things really are alive, like you say, you'd end up with a weapon that could think for itself, which could bloody be lethal in the right hands. What do you say to that, you preening little shite? An anima weapon? That's absolutely genius. It means not only to preserve created anima, but to employ it. Anima weapons, eh? Aye, that'll sell. Quite an interesting proposition, Geralt. One that could be quite lucrative. Why not help poor Ardeshir here with his work and see what you can make of it? Help the spineless streak of piss? You're joking, ain't you? Why in the seven hells would I play nursemaid to a watery-eyed brat like him? I was just spouting shite. I didn't really mean none of it. Is that right? Pity. Sounded like something we could have made a good old coin out of. Enough to make me forget your debts, like as not. Your debts that I won't be forgetting otherwise. Changed your mind? Good. Listen, Ardeshir. He may be a drunken bloody fool, but he's also the finest blacksmith in all the realm. If anyone can forge a weapon capable of holding your souls, it's him. He is not Cid. And our adventuring friend here, my dear sweet master, is well-known hero around these parts. I'm sure he'd love nothing more than to try out your new weapon when it's finished. Ain't that right? And just think of it. You'd be the first in all of Eorzea to wield one of these animal weapons. Which ain't a bad name now that I come to think of it. Animal weapon. Ah, that'll do. No, pass, no. Now, don't be so hasty, master. This here's fate. What else could have brought the three of you to me at the self-same time, eh? And don't go telling me the thought of a weapon that learns and adapts to combat don't interest you, 'cause we both know it does. Shiny weapon, shiny weapon, good. Geralt, was it? Pray, forgive my rudeness earlier. If you're truly the smith she claims, I would be honored to have your assistance. And you, Master. I gather you are the perfect candidate to test the weapon once it's complete. Huh. Well, if this'll get me square with Rowena, then I suppose me hammer's yours. But don't think I'm getting roped into this alone. If I have to forge it, you have to wield it. Thank you, both of you. I promise you will not regret this. Nice to see y'all getting on. Now, you're gonna need a place to work, and I know just the spot. Aziz's Law, the seat of elegant science floating high over Abalathia's spine. Not that the equipment up there will be of any use to you, mind. Only the 12 know how that stuff works. Still, it'll keep prying eyes away until the weapon's ready. I'll arrange for an airship to take you there within the day. The fabled Aziz's Law. I look forward to seeing you there, Master. Well, I inadvertently stumbled onto the relic weapon quest. Today has proven to be more productive than I thought. Geralt's out of my hair as soon as I'll have new merchandise for the House of Splendors, assuming this ridiculous plan of his works. I'm counting on you, Master. And another blue quest. Oh, there's two more fucking blue quests. God damn it. Can I just go fight Alexander, please? Now here's the adventure I was looking for. I've got a job that needs doing, and something tells me you'd be just the one to do it. Now, stop me if I've got this wrong, but a little bird told me that you've been in and out of the Great Google Library, and that a walking, talking broom of all things showed you the way in. Well, I suppose the latter bit's neither here nor there. Long story short, a certain personage has something they want from the library, a hefty leather-bound tome to be exact, and they've tasked me with finding the right man to retrieve it. There's just one rub. Seems some heedless interloper, mind you, I'm not looking to point fingers here, left the door to the forbidden vaults wide open, allowing what seems like every void-scented and sorcered abomination in the Encyclopedia Eorzea to saunter right in. Right mess, I'm sure you'd agree. Fortunately, the strapping lad standing in front of me knows the place like the back of his hand. I just need you to make like your broom friend, sweep out that nasties, and retrieve the tome from my client. Simple enough, right? I'll meet you there. I'm guessing that's a dungeon unlock quest. Can I just fly there? I can't fly in Idlishire? What the tits? One more question for a deal breaker. Is there anything wrong with giving a guy rubs? Like back rubs and foot rubs? My best friend says it's weird. I disagree. Is there anything wrong with it? No. Is it potentially mixed signals and crossing a line if they have a significant other? I would say yes. I'm a very physically affectionate person. I don't necessarily want to be touchy-feely with everybody, but with my significant other, I'm very touchy-feely. Hugs, rubs, massages, hair play, scratching the scalp, back scratches, shoulders touching shoulders, whatever it is. Like, I'm very physically affectionate. That is an expression of love and affection to me. If I was with a partner and some other random woman did that to me, I would be uncomfortable and I would ask them to stop. If the other half is a boyfriend, no, nothing wrong with it. You get candy? You're welcome. No, like, if my girlfriend wants to give me back rubs and play with my hair and any of that shit, I love that. That is a way straight to my heart. I love my hair being played with. And the reciprocation is important. If the back rubs are one-sided, I'm much less inclined to do it because it's just take. There's some times where it doesn't have to be 50-50, but yeah, if I have given you a back rub, you give me a back rub. Ah, you're Master, aren't you? I found you at last. Vidofner asked me to come find you, and I've been searching high and low and near and far. Kupo? Do you know how difficult it is to look for someone while they're trying to stay unseen yourself? Well, never mind about that now. There are more important things to worry about, Kupo. Vidofner was very insistent that I hurry you back to Shamal Summit as soon as possible. So, on your way, Kupo. Right, well, that's my job done. I'll go on ahead and let Vidofner know that you're coming. See you there, Kupo. Ginger can't... Listen. I don't need to know about your ginger lollipop addiction. I'm partial to gingers too, but maybe that's between you and him. Why can't I fly here? I should have all of the Aetheryte currents. I guess you can't fly in Idlishire proper? Guess that makes sense. Everybody's got this fucking Gundam mount. You there, good sir. You look like you enjoy bathing in the blood of your enemies. Have you perchance heard about Stone Sky Sea? You see, as part of an initiative to reduce the number of disputes, the Adventurers Guild has been forced to arbitrate between members who accuse their comrades of not contributing sufficiently to... Let me try again. He who fights with strength of stone unyielding, breathes deep of boundless sky, and embraces serenity of rolling seas. Against him none can stand. Sorry, that was the Doman fellow told me to say. I don't quite understand it myself, but he seems to think it was all very clear. Clever. Right, so, in essence, we've got these ridiculous contraptions that you attack in whatever manner you deem fit. Each is supposedly tailored to the strength of some legendary beast or being some madman decided to challenge once upon a time. Speaking of which, I believe one should be dropping in right about now. Stone, Sky, Sea. Why does this sound like old school, like Final Fantasy V combat music? Okay, I'm not crazy. Apparently, the first time they dropped one of these was an accident. The trainees loved it so much they started doing it all the time, though. Right, so each is tailored to the strength of a legendary fiend. The idea being that if you can defeat the dummy, you can defeat the fiend. In principle, that is. Dummies don't hit back after all. But who gives a fig about any of that, eh? I nearly forgot the best part. It's free! Stone Sky Sea, now accessible. You now have access to Stone Sky Sea. The training ground can be accessed by speaking to the goodly adventurer outside of Idleyshire. I don't know what that means. I will look that up later. My favorite mount. This was what my first dance was to. My first choreographed dance routine. Lots of nostalgia in that song. Backrix is keeper of knowings and data. What does Uplander wish to learn about? Ah, Uplander comes in search of Sid, yes? My thanks for sharing your knowings, Backrix. These Illuminati are indeed most hostile. Ah, Master, old friend. You haven't seen Y'shtola, have you? Drained of all aether in a matter of mere moons. 7 hells. How much power does that thing need? Too much, plainly. Well, it sounds as if we have an urgent dismantling job on our hands. From what Backrix has been telling me, the Illuminati are the most likely culprits. They have the knowledge to summon a primal and the requisite short-sightedness not to think better of it. Fanatical captures their philosophy nicely, I think. Their goal being nothing less than sole ownership of all the world's technology. Needless to say, they're more than willing to kill anyone who stands between them and what they want. Quite how they managed to coax a primal into the hulk of a Charlayan defense mechanism, I don't know. But it looks like they've made themselves a tidy little fortress inside the Colossus. We'll need to contend with them if we're going to disable the thing. As for the task itself, simply destroying whatever serves its engine should do the trick, assuming it is in fact mechanical. But before all that, we'll need to find a way in, through yet another bloody barrier. Barrier is not new. Rose up 3 years ago. After ground made shivery shakes. Ruin was freed from riverbed then. Round Rocks was there. Saw with own 2 eyes. Mukvik. As a grand Greedalix, not Lox. Now I forget which one is female. Oh no, I am a Lox. That's female. I don't think I ever knew which one was male and which one was female. They were all just goblins. Round Rocks. Sorry, who is... Daughter of Slowfix. Round Rocks loves junk more than all other gobbies. Was collecting then, and is playing now. Look. Shiny, junk, and sparkling rocks, bitty bobs, and whirly cogs. I'm sorry for interrupting, Round Rocks, but I need to ask you a question. When the ground shook 3 years ago, did something come bubbling up to this river's surface? Bobbing? Nothing bobbed, silly Uplander. Ground made shivery shakes when giant of whirlycogs stood, and then magic walls came up too. So it wasn't the tremor that freed the Colossus. It was the Colossus which caused the tremor. And you're absolutely certain you saw it rise from the waters, young one. Seven hells. I think someone tried and failed to summon it 3 years ago. But was it the Illuminati or... Lix is female and Lox is male. The comment is a gold digger. Yeah, I lived that game too long, plus I made friends with the GMs because I would run around yelling Mobby Gobby Boom. Brayflox comes to trade tongue flaps, Uplander. Ah, just the goblin. Silfix tells me you're his resident expert on Illuminati. And pardon me for a moment while I consult with my fellow Uplander. Master, if I may make a suggestion, I'll speak with Brayflox and learn what I can of our opponents. In the meantime, could you investigate the Colossus itself? Biggs and Wedge are near where its hand landed on the shore of Thaliak. Join them and see if you can't find a way inside the machine. Oh, and good luck with the barrier. 4 hours? What are you doing here if you have to be up in 4 hours? Get some sleep. Yawn. There's one behind me, isn't there? No? Thank the gods. I've done enough running for one day. Those goddamn beasts came out of nowhere. It's a wonder we made it out alive. But we can't just leave the treasure there. You look like the sort that's used to risking life and limb. It might be as you could help clear a way through those seedkin that damn near made a meal of us. We'd see that it was worth your while, of course. If you're interested, let my friend Sani know. He should be somewhere near the entrance to St. Massian's Arboretum. Well, I reckon it's safe to go back to Idleyshire and look for a few more hands. We'll need as much help as we can get. Hope to see you at the Arboretum. Oh, really? Look, you can't get me if you can't get me. You're here to help with the seedkin infestation in the Arboretum. Thank the gods. We've not the numbers to venture into it ourselves. And they're used to research plant life from every corner of the realm here. You know, cause with no one to look after it, it's all gotten a bit overgrown. Usually places like this are more trouble than they're worth, but if the parchment fleet found anything to go by, there's something in these ruins that could benefit everyone in Idleyshire for generations to come. A proper priceless treasure. And it goes without saying that a site as old as this is sure to be stuffed with all sorts of precious relics, which you'd be welcome to keep if you help beat a path for us. We'll follow behind you once it's safe and see if we can't find what we're looking for. Hey, we got a new dungeon. That's some hair. I never get these two voices right. Master, come see the Colossus, eh? The chief has us looking for a way in. Of course, there's a bleeding barrier surrounding the thing. Aye, another one. Luckily for us, when the big fella came down, his hand clamped onto the shore, punching a hole in its defenses and leaving that round portal there unprotected. Only trouble is, it's locked and doesn't seem to have a key. For want of a better idea, Wedge is listening to Illuminati link pearl communications in hopes that they'll mention the trick to open in it. Dee-da, dee-da, dee-dee. There's only one signal coming from inside the giant, and it's always the same pattern. I'm certain it's a code. The Illuminati always use coded messages, from what I hear. They've developed a special kind of crystal specifically for transmuting link pearl waveforms. If we could get our hands on one, the Chief's decoding machine here should theoretically be able to use it to untangle a meaning. Quite. Where we'd find such a crystal is another matter. Does Uplander know Round Rocks? She makes a great collection of junk and things. Maybe he's keeping Crystal at shortstop. Wouldn't that be a stroke of luck? And it just so happens I've been working on a means of identifying the crystal in question. Here, Master, take this 3G7001B. (3G Tool B). Sprinkle that powder over the so-called collection and look for anything that glimmers. It should contain the material we need. You may have to borrow one of Round Rock's treasures, but I'm sure she won't mind if you tell her it's for a good cause. Did you do all the blue quests on your way, Cred? Unlocking all the dungeons and shit? Ah, there you are. Good to see a man who doesn't shy away from a challenge. You'll see a sturdy-looking door just ahead, and to your left, that'd be the entrance to the Forbidden Vaults. This is as far as I can take you. It's in my contract, you see. Anyhow, my client and I are both counting on you to retrieve that tome. Watch your back in there and try to keep it down. It is a library, after all. The Great Grubel Library Hard is now accessible. And we're going... Yawn. And now she yells at us. What is Uplander doing? Sneaky taker. Treasure belongs to Round Rocks. Uplander needs it? For Giant of Whirlycogs? But Glowstone is most favoritist treasure of Round Rocks. All right. But Uplander must promise to bring it back, or Round Rocks is getting very angry. There you go, Barnaby. So this is the white one. No, that's not what I wanted. And there's also the yellow one. So it's slightly different. This one has a Geisel green instead of a cake. But they're pretty much the same. I got my, I colored my Chocobo to be soot black. Looking pretty beastly. I like it. Hard to tell where he begins and the barding ends. Ah, Master. No burns, I see. Oh, no reason. Tell me. Did the 3G7001B reveal anything? Thank you. And you have my word that I'll give this back to Round Rocks when I've finished. Now, let's take a listen to what the Illuminati are really saying. That's my companion. It can fight with me too. Goodness, all that infernal beeping is gone. Now, it's a message clear as day. Let's see. Today's schedule for Gordius, registration at 7th bell, stop. Louse secure all cubs at 3rd bell, stop. Rest and recuperation at 2nd bell. Repeat. Today's schedule for Gordius, coral lousing, but I'm sure that was the only message. This has to be some sort of jest. Don't be daft, Wedge. It's just another code. You need the proper crystal and the proper knowledge to understand it. Bleeding Illuminati. Should have known it wouldn't be so easy. Quite the conundrum you have there. But, as your lucky day, I'll crack the code. Assuming we can come to a little arrangement. I'm a treasure hunter by trade, and there's a certain something I want inside that giant. I'll help you get inside, you help me get out with it. A fair deal, no? The name's Mide, by the way. Mide? Mide or Mide? Probably Mide. Charmed, I'm sure. You are aware that the interior is almost certainly swarming with Illuminati, yes? Why do you think I came to you? There's strength in numbers, friend. Best we join forces, eh? Now, the words you intercepted are largely gibberish, but paired with numbers, well, you'll see. 7, stop, 3, stop, 2. Wasn't 7, stop, 3, stop, 2, wasn't it? You, the big one. See the pipes atop the hatch? There ought to be a valve up there with a hand wheel. Imagine it's a clock. Try turning it right to 7, left to 3, then back to 2 to 2. Ha! We did it! So, the Illuminati have been announcing the way to enter the Colossus all along. Strange. Well done for cracking the code anyway. I had less success, sadly. I'm afraid Brayflox knows little more than we do about the Illuminati's plan or the Primal. Come, things aren't as bad as all that. We found a way inside the machine. We'll just have to learn about it as we go. It's only a massive mammoth after all. Stopping it should be as simple as destroying its core. If we send in a suitably intrepid team of surveyors, I don't see why we can't trace the machine's power back to the source via the struts and piping. And I know just the man to lead the party. What say you, Master? And what of me, pray tell? I opened the way for this grand expedition of yours. Surely that's earned me a place in your little band to hunt for my treasure. You did as you promised, and you may do as you will now, but only so long as your treasure hunt doesn't endanger the mission. I'd join you if I could, but there's something I need to see to first. I'll leave Biggs and Wedge here in case of emergencies. Good luck, my friend. The Fist of the Father, now accessible. You now have access to the Fist of the Father. Gordius can be accessed via the entrance in the Maker's Quarter. I feel like I'm starting all of the patch quests all at once. Ah, Master, 'tis good to see you. I confess I'd assumed your business in Annex Trine would detain you longer. Did your meeting with Vidofna go well? Well as can be expected. She must discuss Sir Amarek's proposal with Race Velger, of course, but she seemed amenable to the suggestion. What of our Charlene guest? Has she arrived yet? She has, but when I explained that you would be joining us, she asked if she might use the intervening time to explore. I agreed to meet her outside on Front Ridge. We should be on our way. Is this his sister? DG3. I don't even know what the fuck that is. Wait a second. I was not supposed to actually leave. I fucked up. Neither of my guesses were correct.
ごめんなさい。お待たせしてしまったみたいね。
大丈夫よ。私たちも先ほど合流したところだから。こちらが北洋のシャーレアン本国からやってきた頼もしい助っ人クルル城よ。
ご紹介に預かりました。クルルです。はじめまして。あなたが光の戦士さんね。うん。確かに強い力を持っているみたい。それから、お久しぶりね、アルフィノくん。ちょっと見ない間に背が伸びたんじゃない？
彼女はシャーレアン魔法大学時代の先輩でね、在学中に世話になったんだ。
確かにいっぱいお世話してあげたよね。若干11歳にして難関の魔法大学への入学を許された天才少年アルフィノ・ルベユール君。この子ったら初対面の先輩たちになんて自己紹介したと思う？
やめてくれ。
あらあら、そんな頼み方でいいのかな？
思い出話はここまでにして本題に入りませんか？お願いしますよ、クルルさん。
エオルゼアに来てから少しは処世術ってものを勉強したみたいね。それじゃあ今後お姉さんには敬意を持って接するように。
Poor kid.
さて、アルフィノ君で遊ぶのはこれくらいにしないと。私が来たのはミンフィリアたち暁の皆さんを捜索するためなんだから。
その口ぶりからすると何か手がかりを持っているの？
手がかりというよりも手法かしら。大体の事情はタタルさんから聞いているんだけど、エンシェントテレポで脱出したまま行方がわからないサンクレットさん。彼の痕跡ならたどることができると思うわ。
それは本当ですか？
ええ。魔導野郎が持つ水晶の目を借りることができればだけど。
どうやら詳しい話は魔導屋を交えて聞いた方が良さそうね。みんなで魔導屋の洞窟に向かいましょう。
So we're still gonna go talk to the old lady anyway. Oh, that's funny. Burnaby. I just noticed something about these, the fat chocobos. When he's on the ground, facial greens. When he's in the air, it switches to cake. I wonder if, Wonder if the other one is vice versa. Oh yeah, this one does the same thing. That's new. I think that's new. You did say we were headed for a cave, did you not? Because I certainly don't see a cave nearby. Is Master Matoya meeting us on the way or something? I have heard many stories of Master Matoya. Some quite flattering, others less so. Rest assured, they are all true. This way, and have care where you tread.
若者の相談に乗るのが老人の生きがいというものでしょう。余生の楽しみを持ってきてあげたと言ってほしいわね。
口も減らなきゃ可愛げもないときたもんだ。やれやれ、嫌でも聞かせるつもりならさっさと要件を多いよ。
お初にお目にかかります、的親様。シャーレアン本国のバルデシオン委員会からやってまいりましたクルルと申します。
バルデシオン？確かあのジジイの研究室があった島は。
はい、バル島は消滅してしまいました。アルテマ級の魔法攻撃によって文字通り跡形もなく。
光の加護だって、まさか。
ええ、私も超える力を持っているわ。バルデシオン委員会はこの星のありようを研究していたの。その一環として星の意志、私はその被験者の一人というわけ。ミンフィリアと知り合い友人になることができたのも同じ能力の持ち主だったからよ。
そんな背景があったとは。
ごめんなさいね。隠すつもりはなかったけれど一応機密だったから。
それでこの年寄りに何をさせようって言うんだい。
私は委員会の仲間を失いました。だからこそミンフィリアや暁の賢人だけは何としても助けたいのです。的親様、あなたが持つ水晶の目を、いえ、古の光のクリスタルをお借りできないでしょうか。
存在だけではなく正体のお見通しとはね。少し
的親が占いに使うクリスタル、通称水晶の
目。超える力を持つ光の戦士のような存在は過去霊祭の旅に現れ 大きな、そしてハイデリンはそれぞれの時代の英雄たちにその力の一部を光のクリスタルという形で
We have several crystals of light.
これはそんな古の英雄が残した遺物。ハイデリンの力が弱まる前に分かたれた力であるがゆえに、現代の光のクリスタルよりはるかに強い力を秘めている。
これほどの純度のクリスタルは世界広しといえどそう多くはないだろうね。魔法の結晶。
私には言葉の壁を越える力が強く発現しました。動物と会話できるなんて言われるほどに。これは言い換えれば意志を感じ取る力が強いということ。つまりこの力を水晶の目を通して発現させれば、地脈を漂う意志の痕跡、サンクレットさんが
未だにそやつの行方が見つかっていない以上、断る理由はないようだね。この場から持ち出さないのであれば自由にお使い。
ありがとうございます、マトウヤ様。それでは国への森を抜けた意志の痕跡は北西に向かい巨大な輝きの麓で消えました。そこにあるのは霊峰ソームアル。サンクレットさんは運よく地上に出たようです。
高知ドラバニアか。よし、テールフェザーに向かい捜索を開始しよう。彼
Were I to find myself in unfamiliar wilderness, my first instinct would be to seek out signs of civilization. Ordinarily, perhaps, but in his wounded state, he may not have wished to risk contact with strangers of unknown allegiance. Yet, even had Thancred chosen to remain in the forest, the hunters would surely have stumbled across his trail. Tailfeather doesn't strike me as an isolated outpost, though. Merchants and traders pass through reasonably regularly, do they not? In which case, we'll need to provide a more detailed description when we question the locals. Fear not, Kral. I have already prepared several sketches of Thancred for that very purpose. This is impressive. You drew him from memory? A skill I acquired some years ago for reasons I no longer remember. I propose we split into two pairs. Yishtol and I will inquire the outlying encampments, while Master and Kral question the residents of Tailfeather. Afterwards, we shall regroup near Loth Astvath and share our findings. Assuming there are no objections, let us be about it. My, he certainly has matured, hasn't he? Hard to imagine he was once a boy who practiced drawing for hours to impress young ladies. Anyway, We had best get started. Find me when you finished making your rounds. To impress the young ladies or to draw young ladies for young men? Searching for a friend of yours. Let's have a look then. Ain't seen him around, sorry. Actually. Crafted 2 swords for glam if you want. Seeing Horde Guillotine. I appreciate that, thank you. That's a big ass sword. There you go, Cred. Someone else is trying to get me into glam. I think that's his sword. Play more of the round. That is his sword. It won't work, but somebody's trying. What's that you've got there? A sketch. Can't say I know the face. You say something of a warrior. I heard a tale the other day about a Huron vagabond who was brought down Bandersnatch by himself, and with style. The way they tell it, he was dancing with the beast like it was the bell of the bleeding ball. Sounds like your man? A Huron man? We're not exactly rare, you know. Could you be more specific? I did spy this one bloke a while back. Didn't get a good look at his face, but could have been him. And this was beyond the forest, as I recall, along the river, and to the west of Tailfeather. I remember thinking he wasn't much of a hunter. The lad was making no effort to cover his tracks, see? That, and he was carrying an axe instead of a bow. That don't sound right. Uh-oh. It's the Warrior of Darkness. Finished. In that case, I think we've learned everything we can here. Let's see what the others have found out. My apologies for our late arrival. We thought it was wise to question as many hunters as we could. Many have made camp in inaccessible locations, ideal for hunting game, not so receiving visitors. Nevertheless, our time proved well spent. There have been countless sightings of an exceptionally capable Huron hunter with whom no one is familiar. Though none chanced to see the man's face, his height and build matched Thancred's description, as does his fighting prowess. So, you've heard the same tales. Be that as it may, we yet want for conclusive proof. Mayhap this is unrelated, but I heard a curious tale regarding a Vath trader. He came to Tailfeather in search of garments fit for a man of refinement, which seemed rather a curious description for one of his kind. They're implying that Thancred sent a Vath market in his stead. Why would he not go himself? Well, if you recall, you yourself emerged from the livestream as naked as your name day. It is a scene I shall never forget. Is it now? Well, I was pleased to see you. I mean, it was simply a statement of fact. It stands to reason that Thancred himself found him in the same predicament. In any case, if he had dealings with the Vath, they should be able to tell us, no? Quite right, Kral. Quite right. Why are you... A little slow, a little late. Well, what are we waiting for? For all we know, Thancred could be waiting for us in Lothast Vath. We must go and see Vath right away. Come along, everyone, come along. Click, click. Great hunters, welcome you once more to Lost Athvath. What do you seek this day? We seek a man who we are told you may have certain dealings. How curious. The hunters tire of goodly sport and pursue mortal prey. No, he is not prey, but a friend long missing. Good. He is a friend to Vath as well. One with whom we have traded many times. Truly, and you are quite certain it was this man? There is no doubt, click, click. The fleshling clothed in skins came to us from Samal, lost and weak. He offered meat and hides in trade. In exchange, we tended his wounds. He brought us much flesh, so skilled a hunter he was. Much flesh when he asked for garments, we were glad to provide them. And where is he now? Click, click. Gone to Lost Athnath not long ago, when he heard the One Mind has summoned our god once more. Pravana has returned? Vidofnir did say that the Nath had grown as before, but what could Thancred hope to accomplish by himself? Honored Elder, we thank you for your help. Would that we could repay this kindness ere we depart, but we must hasten to our comrade's side. Go, great hunters, lest Nath claim him as sacrifice. Click, click. Self.